Hey guys, it's Ryan. Welcome back to Wife Life. We talk about all things wife, all things life, all things marriage with a little bit of humor, but we're definitely always honest with each other. So, this episode is actually inspired by one of you guys. Short plug about you following me on all social media platforms at Ryan Marie Trailer. You sent me a message on Instagram and you asked me to give you advice on how to be motivated to snap back or to maintain your physical appearance for your spouse. And I'm so excited to talk to you guys about it because as soon as I read the message, I was like, yes, girl. So I asked you guys on my story yesterday to give me some insight on how you guys are feeling as women. We're going to for real talk, and we're going to add in some Bible as well because I am a Christian wife and I use the Bible as my roadmap for daily living. So let's get into it. I'm going to get myself together because I am looking real crusty. I did brush my teeth at least. Boom. Look at God. But I'm still going to get myself, a little bit more presentable. While I do that, I'm going to let my husband serenade you guys with an opener, and I will be back. Okay? Bye. I will trust your love. I will trust your words. I will trust your wisdom. I will put you first. All right, we're back in the room. Let's get started. Before I recorded this video, I thought I'd get on Instagram and ask you guys for your input. So one thing that I asked was, have you ever felt or do you feel pressure to snap back after your pregnancy? Most of you said no, but it was 50-50 basically. I think it was like 48%. So then I asked you guys, do you think that your marriage is affected when you don't snap back? Overwhelmingly, you guys said yes. We all think that our marriages are affected when we don't snap back. That's when I really thought, okay, we need to do this video. There are so many dangers in that. If we're not getting that pressure from our spouse, which is good, but we know that our marriage is going to be affected if we don't, then that means that the motivation has to come internally, because if it doesn't, then it will be based off of fear. And I don't know if you guys have experienced doing something based off of fear, but fear either gives you short-term results or it causes you to be bitter. He needs to accept me for who I am. Why does my husband not love me? How is he so shallow? We start to think negatively of them because we're projecting how we feel about ourselves and the fears that we have. And so that's why I think it's so important that we talk about this and we continue these conversations. The first thing to understand, eliminate fear, eliminate anger. Anything done from negative motives is not going to yield you the results that you want. So instead of doing things out of hate for our body, frustration, or fear of the future, we're going to do everything based on love. So now that we've decided that we're going to do things based on love, how does that affect our motivation? Our husbands, unfortunately, are visual creatures. You can say all day that that is absolutely annoying because they should love us for who we are and that our love should have evolved from when they met us. But the truth is that what we look like is exactly what drew them in to begin with, that they can look at us and they can get the same feelings that they had the first few times that they saw us. Or even the feeling that they had, when we walked down the aisle, when those doors opened and they cried, they boo-hooed as you came down the aisle. Those feelings are things that are based on the pride that they feel that they get to stand next to us, We can say all day that that is annoying. And you know what? When we're not happy with the way that we look, those things are annoying. But you can't say, you know what? No, that is a weakness in you. You need to learn to accept me. So I'm not going to give you those things that you need because the things that you need are base. Those are sugar. That's not substance. I'm going to give you meat and I'm going to teach you to love me for everything that I am. You know what? That's not real love. I know I have definitely gotten that way and said, you know what? No, you're going to love me however I am and for whoever I am. And you know what though? I wasn't loving myself correctly. And so I was expecting him to make up for everything that was empty inside of me. And so I wasn't giving him what he wanted because I wasn't getting for myself what I wanted out of me. So truly loving your spouse is saying, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to maintain everything that I can within reason for you because I love you and I know that that is what you need. We are not going to have the same body forever. It's not going to happen. You could work out every single day and eat right every single day. Your body is still going to change whether you like it or not. But there are things that we can do to try to maintain and upkeep it. We have to take care of ourselves, not just for our spouse, but that should be some of the motivation, because when we're doing it out of a place of love for our husbands, it changes the results. So much of what we do in a relationship is reactionary, and it only happens once we get married. Remember when you were single and you just felt fine all the time? And then remember when it changed? Remember this. Remember when you got engaged and you felt on top of the world. You felt like the most beautiful person in the world. And then after that, it seems like everything tied to self-esteem is a reaction of what your husband does, or reaction of how things are going in your relationship. But it's not until your husband does something crazy, like steps out or doesn't appreciate you, all of a sudden we start doing our own thing, getting back to us, doing things for ourselves that we should have and could have been doing a long time ago. And you know what? Those things that we start doing for ourselves again are the very things that attracted them to us in the first place. I mean, we go out, we get a degree. We're like, I'm going back to school. We go get a new job. We get a new hairstyle. We cut all our hair off. This is me. This is you. And you know what? We glow. But everything is reactionary. Why can't we take that same energy and use it within our marriage? Whenever I'm not taking care of what's happening internally, it reflects on the outside. Now, my husband only sees what's happening on the outside. And so when he doesn't respond in the way that I want him to, for me, it translates to him not accepting what's going on the inside. And that's not true. I'm controlling what's going on the outside because I'm not handling up on what's going on the inside. So we're going to talk about loving ourselves. Now, when I truly am loving myself, there are things that I do, and there are also things that I don't do. What should motivate me to maintain or to work on my snapback? Simply a love of self, and not in that vain way. We sometimes mistake love for acceptance, and so we stop at acceptance. And when you simply stop at accepting yourself, which is important, you end up with a meh, shoulder shrug attitude about anything that's going on with you. You just become is what it is, and you expect everyone else to accept you. And when they don't accept it, you translate it to they don't love you. I shared with you guys in another video that I like to now sleep naked. And what I experienced from sleeping naked was a window into learning how to accept myself. I don't love where I am, but I'm okay with it. I don't stand in front of the mirror and say, oh my goodness. It doesn't change my day. It doesn't kill the vibe. And I'm still working toward a goal. But now I don't put on clothes to hide my body. I put on clothes that make me feel good and accentuate. I've gotten past the acceptance part, and now I'm learning how to truly love. I cannot say that I love myself and I feed myself all kinds of stuff that I already know is poisonous to my body. I can't say that I love myself and I don't drink the water that I know my body needs to be most effective. I can't say that I love myself if I stay up at all hours of the night and don't allow myself the rest that I need for the next day to be successful. I can't say that I love myself and I deprive myself of vitamins and nutrients that I need. When I'm truly loving me, I'm doing things that a loving person does. It would be one thing if I didn't know any better. But since I know better, I should do better. What I'm realizing is that when I'm truly loving myself, I don't have to go step on a scale, because the things that I'm doing to show that I love myself are yielding certain results. Because the things that I was doing when I was carefree, stress-free, living my life like it's golden, I was healthy, okay? Like I could run a mile and be okay. I was working out. Some of that has to do with the fact that I ain't got that much time, but you know what? When you are truly loving self, you'll give your body what it needs in the same way that you would give your spouse what they need when you truly love them. Now, I don't want to chalk all of this up to the physical, because there's more going on in the battle of the minds that's changing than anything that's happening outside. What things have you allowed to steal your joy, to slow you down, take away your momentum, to steal your motivation. What have you let come into your life? Most of the things that I allow to steal my joy have nothing to do with my marriage, but the only person that ever suffers from it is my husband. Our husbands are the easiest target because they're the only people that have committed before God to love us and to not leave us. And so we expect them to accept us at all times with whatever it is that we present to them. But is that truly loving them on our part? If they accept it all, that's love on their part, but are we loving them well? I learned a few pretty interesting things from Instagram and from articles. The first thing I learned on Instagram was that most guys, when asked, were more attracted to facial beauty than physical beauty. The second thing I learned was from an article I read, and it said that most married men pay attention to their wife's facial beauty more after 7 years of marriage. I don't know about you, but it gave me comfort, but it also checked me a little bit because my physical body appearance can really change my spirit. It takes away my confidence and it turns me into a different person. I'm not nearly as effervescent as I was, when I was single or before I had kids. And that affects my husband too. It affects how he feels about me. It gave me comfort because my husband will delight in this facial beauty. What will mess this up for him is if I allow how I feel about me to affect it so much that he can't even be delighting in this because my personality and my spirit is so distracting and low. So don't you let that happen to you, girl. We're not gonna do that. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope that it was helpful to some of you, all of you, most of you. If so, don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you guys so much. Share it with any wives out there that might be dealing with the same issues. I know I've definitely been in the struggle, y'all. 2 kids in, and I just kind of want my old body back. Okay, seriously, I am wrapping this up. Bye, guys. Don't let these women on social media make you feel any less than about your snapback or maintenance journey. They are in the minority, okay? Now, unless you're not doing anything, then maybe you should use them as motivation. But they're not going to show you all the people that they have to watch their children while they can do a workout. They're not going to show you their shopping trip to Sprouts and how much they paid for their groceries. You might not have access to that stuff. Use what it is that you have. Go to your grocery section, go to your grocery store, go to the frozen food section, shop within your means, okay? It's not a one size fits all. And don't let these people who have access to dietitians and to supplements out the wazoo make you feel like you need to be where they are. And especially don't let somebody who has never had a baby tell you anything about this journey. They haven't experienced the hormones, okay? Now, I'm not talking to you if you're not doing anything about your situation and not loving yourself well. That's on you. You need to get on it, sis, okay? Hurry up, because I can't take up for you. I can't defend you. I'm trying to, but you're making it real hard, okay? You do what you need to do. Stop making us look bad.